What is up guys, Rick Hackus here, and in today's video we will be discussing a little talked about but very important feature that was added into the Division with patch 1.3 and the Underground DLC. Now this feature is that finally we have the ability to re-roll our weapons in the Division. So just like how you can re-roll armor, if you head up to the tech wing in your base of operations, you are now going to have the ability to re-roll weapon perks, and the perks are the only things you can change about your weapon. So if you got, let's say, a tactical ACR with brutal, stable, but you're just missing the deadly perk, you can actually now re-roll that one bad perk and hopefully get the God roll. Now when you're re-rolling these perks, it works exactly the same as armor. You're going to select the perk you want to re-roll. Remember, the perk you select is going to be the only perk that you're going to be able to re-roll for the rest of the time you have that gun. So you can't re-roll the last perk and the first perk. Only one perk can be re-rolled, and it can be re-rolled as many times as you want, but again, only that perk can change. Now when you select to re-roll a certain perk, you are going to get a small list of the available perks that can spawn in that slot for that weapon. You're then going to choose a certain perk from that smaller list. A quick tip here guys, remember that not all perks are available on all weapons. For example, my G36C has one of the new DLC perks, Focused, which makes it so that if all of my abilities are charged, I do extra damage. Now if I switch to another gun, and you can see from the selection menu, this perk Focused is not present, so I can't get this perk on some of the other guns in the game. So be aware of this. Don't just be trying to roll for a perk that can't actually spawn with the weapon. Make sure to actually read the list and see that the perk you want is actually in the available options. Now the requirements for re-rolling a weapon are firstly Phoenix credits, and it's pretty awesome that they're using up Phoenix credits and not normal currency, which I am running out of like crazy from re-rolling armor. But additionally, you're also going to need weapon kits. Now weapon kits are a new resource added into the game specifically for re-rolling your weapons. Weapon kits are available to just loot out in the environment. I actually had 2 weapon kits, I didn't buy any more, and then I had 5, so you can just earn them when doing certain activities. However, if you want to buy weapon kits, there is a vendor that sells them that is down in the terminal, which is the underground station right before you go to the actual underground operations part of your base of operations. This vendor is called the Special Blueprint vendor, and he is selling weapon kits at the very bottom of his inventory. Now you will see that there's several different weapon kits. There's weapon kits cloth, weapon kits electronic, all of that stuff. None of these are actually different from each other in how they're used. The only difference is what resources they are required to buy. So if you want to buy using your electronics to get these weapon kits, you're more than able to do that, or if you have an abundance in weapon parts, you can do that instead. And that is everything you need to know about re-rolling your weapons in the Division. Now, I've got to say that this is definitely a feature that I am so happy they added into the game. It was really annoying in the past when you couldn't re-roll your weapons. If you got a really good gun, but it had, one good perk, and you thought, maybe if I could just get one more good perk, maybe if I could get brutal or deadly, this would be a really good gun. Or if you were one perk away from the actual God roll, you can now, if you have the resources to do it, make that happen. So I'm definitely in favor of this change. I've been, really wanting the ability to re-roll your weapons for a long time. Remember though that this is a pretty resource intensive thing that you're doing. Weapon kits take up your other resources, Phoenix credits are pretty valuable, so you don't really want to start re-rolling for all these perks if you have a weapon that really doesn't have good perks to begin with. My G36 that I was showing you guys how to do it with, that was just for the purposes of the video. The perks just aren't good enough that I would realistically be trying to get good perks on it. You're going to want to re-roll the weapons that already have pretty good perks that you just want to make even better. Just get that next step out of them. Because if you re-roll a weapon and you pool all of these resources into a weapon just to get one good perk, just to get, brutal with your ACR, and then you get another ACR that already has brutal, you're gonna feel pretty crappy. Again, try to use rerolling weapons to get the God roll rather than just to get an okay roll, because you do have a realistic chance to get an okay roll just by looting weapons in general. Now that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickHackus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. If you want to see more Division content in the future, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button, and as always, have a good day. Those two factors led to a lot of players becoming dissatisfied with the game and leaving it. So here we are talking about the new DLC that is just about to launch, the Underground DLC, and whether or not this DLC can revitalize and can save the Division.